Hello, everyone. Once again, welcome to JMCC TV. Today we have a car sales and automotive legend in the area, Mr. Bill Owens. Bill, tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about who you are, how long you've been in the industry, and the impact that it's had on your life. So let's start with the first question. How long have you been in car sales, and what keeps you motivated in the industry?
I'm in car sales now. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm in car sales. This year will be my 48th year in the business.
Wow.
And what's motivated me about staying in the industry this long is the opportunity for growth in the industry and also wealth in the industry.
Wealth.
It is one that you are able to grow, and you're also able to build a nice nest egg for yourself, staying in it the time that I have.
So you said almost 50 years now, correct?
Coming up on 50 years, yes.
Wow. So what's the biggest lesson you've learned from helping customers over the years?
The biggest lesson I've learned is you want to listen to the customer and understand where they're coming from. Once you understand where they're trying to be with their budget and what type of automobile or truck they'd like to get into, then you're able to help them manage accomplishing that goal.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So let's ask you this: How have you seen GMC grow or evolve over since the time you started here, and how long have you been here?
All right, you talking about JMCC?
Yeah.
That would be 3 years. 1st of June. I've been here 3 years, and I was persuaded out of retirement by the owner, Richard Blum.
Wow.
Whom I've known for over 15 years. We used to do a radio show on WDAS when I was a finance director doing special finance. And DAS at the time, Butterball was running the station. And we used to do a radio show in the evening on Friday evenings at 7 p.m. where people would call in and ask me questions about how to get a loan, how to get started, how to reestablish, which was my forte and still is. And Richard would be the car guru about the different types of cars and how he's able to purchase them on a wholesale basis and offer excellent pricing for the automobiles.
That's beautiful. So tell us a little about that. What kind of advice did you offer to certain customers? I know you have a thing called DealMaker and Associates, correct?
That is correct.
That's beautiful. So
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about who you are when it concerns your radio ventures and how you help people learn how to get financed and the best moves, what to look for.
Well, to be honest, most folks today, maybe not today as much as it was 48 years ago, because today you have more insight on how to buy with the internet, with the different types of, I'm going to call them the different types of ways you can just find out about cars and get information. Whereas before you needed to rely on a guy like myself that had the knowledge and that would point you in the right direction. Not only for what you should be buying, but also what you should be able to work with for your budget, as far as down payment was concerned.
Okay. So how has things changed now since you've been in the industry so long? You've seen so many different changes over the course of the years. You being a man of knowledge and understanding the finance game, how would you say the digital age has changed your techniques, and what would you say would be one of your signature moving techniques in this modern age?
Okay, the change basically today is the consumer now is a little more knowledgeable about pricing and rates, interest rates, which is a plus. But a lot of them still don't understand the importance of an excellent credit score. Okay, an excellent credit score in today's market is in the 700s and up. When I started out, you could be in the 500s and up and still get a decent credit rate on an automobile loan. However, that changed with technology. Once technology set in, you no longer are dealing with, when I was doing finance and when I was a finance director, there was a personal contact with the buyer on the other end from the bank and the source that you're trying to get the loan from, versus today it's all by computer. So you normally don't get to human or an individual to help a person get a loan commitment until you go to the supervisor level for help. Otherwise, the computer scores everything. If the computer comes back, you're turned down, then it's a tougher road than it was to get an approval today than it was 10 years ago.
So pretty much now that technology, as you said, has gotten involved, it's
Yes.
pretty cut and dry. It's either a yes or no, where back then you had to rely on the person to make a decision. And if they felt as though they had a gut feeling to give you a loan, they could do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You had a relationship with your buyer, we call them, on the other side. And today, the buyer has no control over overriding the computer and the approval or disapproval that the computer will score that individual on.
Gotcha. So would you say that it has made it more difficult and kind of removed the humanism from sales on your end?
Not really, because I am a human. I'm part human and I'm part computer. I have a pacemaker, my second one, that was just installed a month ago.
Wow.
And so I'm part human and I'm part computer. The human element still has to stay in this business because that's really what sells the automobile.
Yeah.
All right, really. A lot of the newer generation, they don't have the same, I don't know, would you call it empathy or just understanding on how to treat a customer. In my case, I want to treat everyone the way I want to be treated. And in doing that, I'm giving all my customers, regardless of age, regardless of the gender, white glove service.
Nice.
And with that service, you're going to get everything from A to Z on what you need to do to get an approval, to go into the right vehicle that you're trying to choose or are choosing, and be budget-wise where you want to be, because I'm very, very staunch on budget and making sure the customer has the right payment that they can afford to work with before they leave me.
All right, so Mr. Owens, tell us a little bit
Yes.
about let's share a story with us about a sale with a customer that you'll never ever forget.
Oh, I got a lot of those, but let's see. Let me go into my scrapbook and see which one. Oh, man. I'm going to say I've got quite a few stories. I mean, the one that, and a lot of them stick with me. So let me pull one out here. I'm going to say I've got a very dear customer of mine, Brother Simon, and met him in I'm going to say it was 1997 when I met Simon. And he was quite a character. He was looking for an automobile for his wife and for himself, but it was a husband and wife situation the day I met him. So in putting together the loan for Simon, at this time, you know, I'm still learning certain ways on how to feel people out and how to qualify a person. And a mistake I made with Simon, which after I made this mistake with him, I never made it again. I asked his wife about how much money that they had to work with for down payment. And Simon pulled me to the side nicely and said to me, he said, "Bill, you're a nice guy, I just met you, but if we're going to do business, and I plan to do a lot of business with you, I need you not to ask my wife about the money or the down payment, because I'm the guy with the money. You don't worry about what she's worrying. Don't worry about what kind of money she's working with, and don't even worry about asking her that question. If you want to know about the money, you ask me about the money. Don't ask her about the money." So, folks, after that session, which I did sell Simon and his wife a car, I never again moved forward when it was a husband and wife team or a couple, to ask the wife in trying to qualify how much money they were working with. And to this day, Simon has been one of my best customers over the years. Since I've been here, he's purchased 3 vehicles. And over the years, he's good for at least 5 referrals. And every couple years, I'm going to see Simon, because he buys a car like we buy shoes. He wears them for a couple years, then he's ready to replace them with another vehicle. So that was a deal that really sticks with me. And hey, I love him like a brother now. We've become very dear friends.
Good.
And moving forward, again, I've been here 3 years in June, and Simon's already come here and purchased 3 cars from me and have bought me 2 customers.
That's awesome.
Over the years, I must say that each day, and that's another reason I'm in this business so long, is a new adventure in the automobile business. It's not format, it's structured, everything's going to be the same each day. No, every customer is going to have a different game plan, and you're going to have to be able to adjust your game plan to suit the customer.
That's brilliant. That's great advice as well. Thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
What would you say that you love the most about being a part of JMCC?
Oh, please, Richard and I are dear friends, and his family, Joshua, his mom, Cindy. I've known him for quite a while, and when we did the radio show, we had a great time. Unfortunately, we weren't able to stay on any more years, because when the radio station sold, our format time slot changed and the show was over. So when I did see Richard again after we stayed in contact over the years, but the time that I saw Richard right after the pandemic was when he had expressed to me he had just purchased the dealership where we're at now, here on Haddonfield Road, and that his son was involved now, Joshua. And he had asked me what I was up to at the time, which I had told him, Richard, I've retired from the business. I could no longer myself charge a customer $3, $5, $10, and $15,000 over the window sticker of a new car. All right, and just feel good about that. I couldn't do it, especially with the clientele that I have. I have a lot of repeat customers. I have a lot of customers that I got started in their car loans and reestablished a lot of them with their car loans. So to be in a position where we had to deal with what went on after COVID with pricing, in my gut, I just said I couldn't do that anymore, and I wouldn't do that to any of my clients. So Richard advised me that he had bought the lot where we're at now, at JMCC, and he was still a wholesaler, which that's his forte. And he had over 200 plus vehicles at all times. And any of my clientele that needed a vehicle, no problem getting them what they wanted. And also no problem getting the financing that was needed for either first-time buyers, folks that had problems with their credit that needed help to get established, or loan, and the inventory, which was key in today's market moving forward after the pandemic. So he said to me, Bill, we have to have lunch. And to make a long story short, we had lunch, and I'm back in the industry now. He wanted me to help train a couple of the newer guys that had just gotten in the industry. But I'm back in the business now, 3 years with Richard, with JMCC. Couldn't have been any better decision that I've made over my career, and I've worn all the hats. I've been in management, I've been in finance, sales, TO manager, used car manager, negotiated for a dealership with some different investors. And this past 3 years has, I must say, in my time in the business, has been some of the, I guess, most enriching and a time of reflection where I'm in a position now that I feel so good about now helping folks in this era of higher rates, no inventories, and just people that don't have the same attitude that I have about taking care of customers and clients. You have to have that personal touch with folks now. Everything's not done online and on your phone and on the internet. And I find a lot of the newer generation are just, I guess, overwhelmed by some of the stuff that they're hearing and thinking that's the real way that it is, but it's not. When they meet me, I'm going to make sure you're taken care of the way I want to be taken care of, the way all my clients are taken care of, and moving forward, you will have an opportunity to have an experience in purchasing a vehicle that you've never had before in your lifetime.
So with that being said, let's talk about your, how do I say, the ambiance of JMCC. You know, we have one of our beautiful, funny characters in the back. That's Yvonne. Tell me about the characters that we have here at JMCC.
Oh, well, again, I've known Richard a long time. I know the family, and everyone here. That's the other thing I like about working in JMCC. In the larger dealerships, and I've worked at quite a few of them. Red Beans, Holman. Lucas, Wilkie Buick. I could just go on and on. There's just so many that I've been a part of. But I find in the larger dealerships, well, not really. In most of the dealerships I've worked in, I've had good relationships with all of the personnel, especially in the back office, all right, and in the management level. Most of the folks here at JMCC are personable, friendly, loving, caring, and have the utmost respect for ownership and getting the job done, because we are a family-owned business. So we all have to work together to make ends meet for the dealership and for the business.
That's beautiful.
And I take pride in being a part of this organization here. And again, we're all family, and I love everybody in this building as if they were, and really they are my family, because I'm here a lot of hours. The hours have never changed in the automobile business. This is not an 8 to 5 industry that a lot of people might think it is, but it's not.
Mr. Owens, I appreciate you.
Oh, yes.
Oh, this has been a pleasure. You have given so many gems on this interview.
Okay.
Everybody, just so you know, Bill Owens is a local legend here. He sold many cars to many people, and he's still here to do it thanks to Richard and his family. So if you're out in the area, 3429 Haddonfield Road, Pennsauken, New Jersey, please stop by and see Mr. Bill Owens. He's got many, many years left in him. Don't you worry. So get your butt on over here.
And one other thing, if we can't finance you, nobody can.
And there you go. Thanks, Mr. Owens.
All right, you got it.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
one.
You too. That's it.